Hi there, guys. It's Danielle, and I am actually live here at Animal Kingdom in Disney. This is my third trip to Disney in the past 2 years, and we actually just finished wrapping up doing one of the best rides here at the park, which is
Avatar Flight of Passage.
I think that's the right word. Yeah, sounds good. So we just figured that we would just hop on the mic real quick and share our experience starting from the very beginning. If you guys don't know who that deep, sexy voice on the other side of the mic is, that's Kyle, my partner in crime. And this is actually your first time to the Flight Passage as well, right?
Yes, the first time on the Flight of Passage. And we should also talk about going into it, the expectations that we had. Like, we had a lot of almost everybody that went on this ride, like, waited at least 2 hours minimum, unless they had a fast pass, and they all said it was worth the wait. So going into this, we were thinking, like, this has to be good. It has to be, like, beyond good, because if it's not, then we're disappointed.
Yeah, it's like a letdown. Like, I know your friend recently just came here and he stood online for 4 hours. And we were like, 4 hours? And he said it was worth it. So that was like crazy for us. And I don't think we understood like what that meant. But what do you think?
Yeah, like 4 hours. Like, I don't think, like, I mean, all right, after being on the ride, I don't know if I would wait 4 hours. Because for anything, that's like a long time to just be standing in line. But the ride was definitely worth the wait. Like, we waited 2 hours. The time was supposed to be like 2.5 hours or something like that, but we only waited like 2 hours, and it was definitely worth it. It was just, there's so many details that you could go over, that the ride was just like, it was extremely immersive, especially if you've seen the movie. Like, it was just, you felt like you were in the air, the water was hitting you, you smelled different smells, like they thought of everything.
You smell smells? I actually didn't smell anything.
I smelled like different smells. I legit smelled different smells. Nothing like bad or anything like that, but like it didn't smell normal. Like,
that's so cool, because I actually didn't smell anything. But before we start diving into like the actual experience itself, let's talk about when you get online and maybe what you should be doing beforehand. So we would highly recommend for you to actually get a fast pass if you can, but trust that people get this stuff early. If you're just saying, I'm going to head to Disney and buy it a couple of days in advance, you're just going to be out of luck, because there's no fast passes available. So let's talk about actually like going into the line. Like, what did you see? What did you hear? Let's talk about that.
Going into the line, I mean, outside, when you're outside, it's just outside. It's the worst. I made a joke saying the only thing keeping me in line was the fans is outside blowing in my face, and that was it. It was true. It's just hot. But once you get inside, that's what it's like. This is part of the details. It's like you're surrounded by so much like great architecture, a lot of great art designs. You feel like you're in another world. You're no longer in Animal Kingdom. You're like on, I think the planet is Pandora. You're on Pandora, and like you're exploring like caves. You're like the colors. It looks beautiful. And then there's like the science room, and then like it's not a bad line to be in if you're going to wait 2 hours. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Like, there's a lot of visual entertaining things to see. And it's funny because me and Babe were like, we are on a line and we curve and we're like, we can't see where the curvature ends. So it's like, it's just endless. Like, you just keep zigzagging up and down. So just like, don't get discouraged, because especially if it's your first time, you don't know what to expect. You're like, I'm on this line for 2 hours. And we were like, is this worth it? Is it not worth it? Since we're here so early, let's just do it.
Yeah, I mean, we got here pretty early. We got here like at 10 o'clock. The park opens at 9. We have an app to check like wait times for everything. And the park opens at 9. We checked the app at 9:30 when we were on our way here to see the wait times. And it was already a 2-hour wait for this ride. Like, it's 30 minutes, a crowd, a wave of people just headed straight to this ride. So, I mean, I would advise, if you can get a fast pass for this, get a fast pass. But if you can't, get a fast pass for everything else later on in the day, and come here early in the morning and just wait the 2 hours. And it definitely is worth the wait for 2 hours. It's a long ride too. It's like 5 minutes. It's not like a 2-minute quick ride. Some of these roller coasters, it's definitely worth the experience. I'm glad I waited 2 hours. And at the end, it's like the 2 hours felt like nothing compared to the actual ride itself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's really true. So we just talked about the line. Make sure you also bring some water and hydrate. They're really nice because they actually do have like trash bins in there, and they also have like water fountains. So definitely bring your water bottles to Disney because you're going to be taking advantage of it. And you save a lot of money without having to buy from the counter. Do you have like any tips like that to share with us?
No, I think it was really smart bring a backpack too. Nothing big, but something to like if you're gonna get souvenirs and whatnot. So you don't want to you don't want to be carrying a bunch of stuff in your hands. Also, like you could bring your charger in your backpack. You could bring water bottles like we did. You could even bring snacks. But other than that, no real advice on or tips on like things to bring.
Yeah. So let's talk about actually like when we finally actually get up there. They do this like kind of like you're being introduced to the scientists who explain to you. They do a storyline to kind of give you an explanation as to what's going on. Like what did you think about that?
It reminded me of the movie. It's like, they kind of give you, I haven't seen the movie in years. I have a pretty good memory when it comes to cinema. So it's like, I understand what's going on, but it was a good refresher. And it was just all part of the experience. It's like they even take your face and create an avatar from that. Like, so your avatar could potentially look like you, or at least that's what I understood from it. And it was very detailed. They even got the actors that played it to do like a skit. It's good. No complaints.
All right, so now when you actually like get in the ride, you get strapped in pretty tight. Like you get super, super strapped in. So what do you think from the ride was like your favorite? What were your favorite things or things that really impressed you from this experience compared to all the other ones in Disney?
Well, it's like this ride was kind of like a simulation, right? Would you say that? It's like you first of all you have 3D glasses, so everything coming at you feels like it's coming at you. When you're going down, they're pushing you down. It feels like you're going down, So it's like stuff like that. And then, like I said, like if you're going past a water fountain, they sprinkle some water on you, so you feel like you're like I said water fountain, like you're at the waterfall. Yeah, yes. I don't know. I'm thirsty, obviously, but not a water fountain, a waterfall.
Yeah. There was the nature visualization of the nature.
The cave with the colors, like you get into this dark cave and then it just starts glowing. It starts, it starts illuminating. And then just in the beginning too, as soon as you go in, you're in. Like as soon as you're in the air, you dive down and it takes you on a ride. That's like, it stops. It gives you like when we get to the cave, that's when it stops. It gives you like a moment to look around and appreciate everything that's going on. And then it takes you right back into it.
But even for me, it makes me really appreciate travel even more because you see the ocean, you see land, you're with the animals, there's just so you're in the forest, they had this like huge, massive whale just coming at you. And there's also a little bit of a rough patch. We're not going to give it all away, but there's a little rough patch again to a little tidbit with something else. But I just thought it was amazing, like just super immersive. It really makes me just want to see more of the world. And even though Pandora is a different universe than what we experience here, like there are lots of similarities. So it makes you want to go see the waterfalls, go to the rainforest.
Yeah, like as soon as we got off the ride, you're like, oh man, I wish this was a real place so we could go see all this stuff. Unfortunately, it's a movie, but it does make you feel like Pandora is like a real thing, And then like every single Disney ride, as soon as you get off, they shoot you right into a gift shop.
That gift shop was beautiful though. Like it was very, very decorative, but they definitely try to like milk you. We're actually standing right in front of the gift shop right now. So that is really that's what we have to say about that ride. That was just amazing. So I personally recommend it for sure. Come prepared, mentally come prepared, bring your water bottles, just enjoy the experience. If you are afraid of heights,
if you're afraid of heights or if you're motion sickness, this is not like the ride for you. Actually, you could probably tough it out. You just got to not look down or anything like that because like in the ride, it's like a simulation. You're going down, like it's inevitable.
You're nosediving, like literally. You know what a nosedive looks like? You are literally nosediving as well. So the whole point is like you're an avatar. Your brain is in this avatar's body, and then you're riding on this banshee. So you're just having that experience. So
If you're running into like if it looks like you're about to crash, it really feels like you're like, oh my God, Jesus, take the wheel. Like you just don't want to. You're just like, oh Jesus, this is too much. Like but it's nothing too intense. I don't want it to like scare people off. There's nothing intense about the ride. It's just very realistic, and it's worth it, man. Just if you're afraid of heights, man, I'm afraid of heights. Man up and just like go on the ride. You're gonna be strapped in. You're gonna be nicely secured. You have something to hold on to. Worst comes to worst, close your eyes for like 3 minutes. You know, but like I think it's a disservice not to go on this ride. You know, I actually believe that it's a disservice not to go on the ride and just to experience it all.
all right, so that is a wrap for this ride. We're going to continue on our day of adventure here at Animal Kingdom. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.